Better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Okay, we got everything working. Hi guys, welcome on. Tiffany here of Tiffany Gordon Cosplay, and I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany Gordon Cosplay, and that is where I'm going to be reading chat and answering questions. So if you want to hang out and chat and ask questions, leave TikTok, leave Instagram, and go to YouTube. For those that are on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Hi Cliff, Real Wizard, Haven, and Ingrid, and anybody else that's watching their Hugo or watching the video later. Hello, hello. Today we are working on my song cosplay from Princess Mononoke. TikTok, I still don't know how to edit that part. I forgot, so sorry. It says Lilith. Lilith will continue later, but yeah. So today, again, we're doing songs. We're gonna actually be working on the shoes. They don't look like much, but they're almost done-ish. We're gonna be making the sole for it, I guess, and kind of figuring that out. I have an idea in my head of how I'm gonna do this. We'll see if it works. It may not, but we'll go from there. For the rest of the cosplay, I'm almost done. The only stuff I have left to do is basically airbrush painting all the EVA foam parts, so the mask, the ears, the necklace, and the earrings. Oh, and the knife. I decided not to do the staff, just because this costume, I do plan on going to conventions with it, but I can't travel with the spear unless I made it disassemble, and it just is a lot more work than what needs to be done. So I'm just gonna make the knife, and the photo shoot is actually planned for this Sunday, so I'm excited to finally finish something. But yeah, I can show you kind of what I've done so far. You've probably already seen the dress and everything, but I got the wig. I do need to style it a little more. It's just a base wig off of Amazon. That was like, I think 15 or 20 bucks. So not bad. I mean, basic wig. I'll probably add some more destruction to it, and dirty it up a little so it's not so pretty. Yeah. And then I really quickly made some other pieces. So this one's the headbands. I made it larger because always when you make pieces for your head and you're going to be wearing a wig, you always want to make all of your stuff larger, because for me, I got a bit of hair, so it has to go in a wig cap and then the wig on top. So this, basically, it's just Velcro, and then ba-doop, ba-doop, and then I can sit. And then the little arm pieces, same thing of just Velcro and then attach. So easy on and off. And I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. And then the furry critter. It is not 100% done yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. If you haven't seen my stories, I'm actually going for a more distressed, dirty, actual, like, real life Princess Mononoke rather than a pretty Princess Mononoke that's been living in the wild and the dirt. So it has quite a bit of dirt and stuff. I do say pictures and cameras make it look a lot better than in person, but I need to kind of steam some spots of it, add some hairspray, because it's a little fluffy on the top. And then the mask I'm going to be attaching to the front. I'm not sure if I'm going to do magnets yet, or Velcro, or what, but it'll be attached somehow. And then I need to do my my little bands to hold it. So it has these two pieces that I'm most likely gonna do, I think it's called like an emperor strap or something, but you attach a strap. It's how I do all my capes. And then it goes around, and then behind there'll be like a clip, so it can stay on and off without it being actually attached to my outfit. But yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, for sure. No animal was harmed in the making of this part. I am using some leather though. Okay, for sure. I think that's it for show and tell. I think so. 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 Hi Bob, how are you? Love the hair, thanks. Yeah, it got changed a few weeks ago. So, yeah. I like it. It's a little darker than I wanted, but my roots were really long, so because of the whole color process and everything, we had to do the roots all black. And I think next time I'm gonna have it where we like basically bleach the roots so we can put the blue farther up. But I like the color down here is pretty, so yeah. Hi Honey Bro, how are you? And Amy? Always good feelings when you finish cosplay. I know. Honestly, it's been a giant mess here, and so I'm happy to finally just get a cosplay done. Still, like, I finally got a credit card again, and talked about that last streams and everything. So I can at least get more cosplay supplies, and then still dealing with the credit card fraud. I got my franchise taxes done for Texas, but I think I did them wrong, so I'm probably gonna hear from them in a month, we'll see. Still gotta do my normal taxes, and then Chaz has been having health problems. He went to the vet yesterday. He's an old bunny, he's 7 years old, about to turn 8, and he started having some like bladder stuff, pooping problems and everything, and tried to get that situated. Basically, he's an old bunny with arthritis on his back, so changing up his whole cage layout to see how things will work. He's on a bunch of medicines for now, which he's like owning a baby right now with everything that I'm having to syringe him food, and he's just drooling out green goo of his mouth from the medicine, and it's just it's a lot. I love my bunny, but it's a lot. So yeah, that, and then I'm still dealing with some medical stuff. I have another appointment tomorrow. I'm gonna get medicine tomorrow, hopefully. Cross your fingers, and then we can start moving forward to hopefully improving stuff and hopefully getting my ovary fixed. Yay! Issues with that really bad. Yeah. But yeah. Saw that for Chess. Oh yeah, Chess a lot. His winter coat's finally like starting to go away, so. All the work with the hair to fit it into a wig. Yep. Hi Naz, welcome on. Alright, so let's get started. It's probably gonna be a shorter stream. Just because, I mean, it may be long, it may be short. I don't know. But basically the idea with these boot covers, and I'm gonna flip over to this one now, is typically with shoes, I'll have like a base shoe, and I'll normally do like a slip cover that goes over it, or I'll just put parts on a shoe and permanently make it a cosplay shoe. I tend to buy really cheap shoes off of like Amazon or DSW with coupons, and it's a permanent cosplay shoe at that point. But with this one, her shoes are they're like socks, or like Japanese slipper kind of thing. And so in my head, so one's a left and one's a right. In my head, this is the piece. I've already traced my little foot, and then basically we're gonna do where I cut a piece of EVA foam. It's inserted on the inside of here, and then this piece is glued over, kind of like a traditional shoe would be made. So I'll have to kind of mess around with that. And we do have Olga in the corner, so you'll get to see her lower half, and hopefully all the platforms don't get mad at me. We'll see. But basically, once this is attached, then we'll have a piece of leather hide that I'll cut out, and that's going to be the base part of the shoe that will be then glued so you won't see the line, and it'll kind of be like a traditional shoe. I've done shoes like this with EVA foam as the base, and it worked out, but the foam as the bottom base, when walking over like rocks and pebbles and stuff, gets destroyed very fast. So I'm trying to do leather as the base, just because a lot of shoes are actually leather on the base, and then they have like some type of grippy thing, but we'll play it by ear like that. So yeah. So that's kind of the plan. But Okay. So let me get. I have my leather here. I thought I had thicker hide, but I don't right now. It's like let's see. I want to say 3 millimeters thick, maybe 4. Not 3. 3 millimeter thick. It's just some scrap that I have. Always save your leather scrap. So, and I have like, besides this hide, I have like a box of scraps. We'll trace this twice, and then we'll get out the foam as well. It was truly now, yeah. Aw, thanks, Dave. Yeah, hopefully it'll work. So, I hope everybody else has been doing okay. Yeah, we didn't stream yesterday because of searches. And I was gonna try to push the stream till tomorrow, but I forgot about my appointment. Because then I could have been doing all of my detail painting with y'all. And that would have been a lot more exciting. But that didn't happen, so. Okay, and again, if you are on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat, and that is where I'm answering questions. So, you want questions about cosplay, or you have questions about cosplay, or want to make it on, and all that, go there. What was her? Okay. And I'm not 100% sure if I'll leave it the veg chan at the bottom or if I'll seal it. I have a bunch of leather seals, but I'm not sure. Which side do I want the bottom to be to? Back of the hide or the front? We'll just do it this way. Make it easier. Okay, and then I'm gonna rotate y'all down some. Kinda see? Kinda. Okay, we need 2 feet now. So let us trace. Boop, boop, boop. Side note, you shouldn't tape your leather, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Reason being, if you do, it's good on the back side, or the side that you're not going to have on your surface. If you use tape on your leather, it actually leaves a slight, like textury part, not glue residue, but it kind of removes your soft surface and then makes it a little bit fluffy, and you can see that in the end if you do any leather dyes or anything. So, welcome to the community. Okay, there we go. How long have I been making cosplay? I started cosplaying in 2008 when I was in high school, and I made this my full-time job in 2018. Yeah. So a little bit, but it is my full-time job and my main source of income. So. Oh yeah, I saw that, Wizard. Yeah, I'm a bit behind on making Lilith right now. Behind on making everything right now, but I'm kind of getting my life back. Write it down! Haven, thank you for becoming a member, and welcome to the community. I really appreciate your support. Much love, and you will be in a scrolly thing on our next stream, as well as you have access to all our channel emotes and many other things. So I appreciate the support. Let me write it down. Which booklet? Not you. You! Let's see, do I have an empty page? My booklet is slowly filling up. Okay. Write it down! And Real, thank you for being a re-member for 14 months. I greatly appreciate the support. Much love. There we go. Got it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, continue tracing. Yeah, my very first cosplay that I did was Misa from the anime Death Note. And that one was a mix of stuff I found from Goodwill, and then I added some like lace trim and some white ribbons and stuff by hand, and it was fun. I made a lot of friends, so yeah. Everybody thought I was a lot older too. All right. And for those that are interested, I do have one pattern so far for Princess Mononoke on my website available. It's for the mask and the ears. I do plan on having the furry hood thing going up soon. I'll probably have a blueprint for the jewelry, and then something else. Oh, and I finished the blueprint for the knife and the spear. So those will be coming down the road as well. And then I'll have a full tutorial for the mask, the ears, the hoodie, and the knife. Maybe some other stuff, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's San from Princess Mononoke. I wanted just a fun, kind of fast build to get me motivated to work again for having a lot of stuff happening in my life. So yeah. Okay, let us cut. But pretty much everything that I'm using, I've just had laying around the house. The only thing that I bought for this cosplay was the wig off of Amazon, and then I had to buy, I did have to buy this fabric though, and the faux fur. But all the paint I already had, the dress and the white apron thingy I already had materials for, and all this leather I had, so. Okay, that should be that. Roll this up. I'm gonna rewrap that real quick. One of my favorite things, saran wrap. Makes life so much easier. Especially when moving, just everything gets wrapped in saran wrap and nothing breaks, because nothing moves in boxes. I didn't use any bubble wrap when I moved from Texas to Nebraska. So, worked out pretty well. Okay, you can live over there. And cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. Just switched over from TikTok and everything looks good so far. I can't wait to see it complete. Aw, thank you, and thanks for switching from TikTok. Yeah, I try to stream typically every Tuesdays, but I had to take my little bunny to the vet yesterday, so it got switched to today. And this will be our last stream on Princess Mononoke, and next week we will most likely be continuing with our Nilo costume from Genshin. Actually, I'm gonna move here so I'm in camera again. So yeah. And I do want to sharpen this. But videos that you see on like my Instagram and my TikTok and stuff, the small mini tutorials, the real tutorials are here on YouTube, where I do full length of step-by-step explaining what I'm doing, rather than here's like 2 seconds of whatever process I'm doing, and yeah. So I recommend, if you're wanting to learn cosplay, watch those videos. And we will have to cut this around twice. You can also use an X-Acto knife, but for thicker hides, I find it easier with a box cutter. You can use really high quality scissors and stuff. You can use a laser cutter as well. So just depends on what is your budget. It does not want to cut right there. There we go. Leave it a little bit behind. Sorry. Nah, thanks. Yeah, cosplay materials can definitely be expensive. I try as much as possible to save all of my scraps. I have a whole room dedicated to saving materials, and I try to use what I have first before buying. So there's a lot of things, like when it comes to shoes, I'm very cheap when it comes to shoes. Get good shoes that you can wear, but I try to get them like with coupons and from DSW and stuff to save. What is the most expensive cosplay you've made, material-wise, not time? I've made so many costumes, but I'd say, off the top of my head, I'd say my Combat Medic Ziegler Mercy, I think. But I can't think of like a lot of my costumes right now. That one, welcome to the community. That one was the first time that I had, it wasn't the first time I worked with leather, but it was the first time I did wet leather molding, and I was like dedicated to buying leather. So the entire skirt, the entire front panel was all leather. And I had bought specifically, this was before I knew about airbrush painting leather. I love that a lot more. But I used Echo Flow Kova color, which is a specific surface dye for leather that the leather stores sell. They don't sell specifically airbrush paint for leather, or at least not at Tandy, at not of the day. There's our shoe piece. But that one, I had to buy all of these different paints, and basically I was buying all these materials for leather that I'd never had. So it was a lot of investment, and I used all of those. I have them all still, all the materials and everything work great. It's just, it was a lot of investing into costumes. But at that time I was still doing it as a hobby, and I was still working full-time as a jewelry designer. So it wasn't really like, it was a hobby, so I can do whatever I want kind of thing, not this is my main source of income. I gotta be more aware of how much I'm spending on things. Also with that costume, for the wings, that was my first pair of moving wings that open and closed. So if you see my Atlantic Mercy, I originally did that 100% 3D printed for Combat Medic Ziegler Mercy. And that I think so I had to 3D model each piece of the wing and have an inner bone structure that were male and female pieces that interlocked together. that also I could put plexiglass in and lights, so they lit up and moved and did all of that. But they were stupid heavy. I learned so much from that cosplay build though. So I am thankful for it, but it was a lot of investing and figuring things out. I want to say that was also my first time getting my 3D printer. My original Prusa that I still have today. So it was definitely an expensive costume. I have no idea how much money I put into it though. Almost done cutting these out. I have a coworker here who is huge into cosplay. You might know her. Curious. I am terrible with names. Sorry. What did you use to paint the trim for on the Nilo? Oh, I can get that real quick. I'm having fun show and telling today. So that's the Nilo one. I'm really liking how this is. So this is all fabric. That is all airbrush painted. So I did a stencil and then I airbrush painted all of the gradient with my Createx Colors airbrush paint. And then this part, all of the gold is leather. Not this specific hide, but it's a veg tan leather, so it looks like this. And then it's all been airbrush painted as well with the Createx Colors gold chrome. And then it has just been glued on with contact cement glue. I find that the best hold for this, and I didn't want to sew it just because sewing through leather, it sometimes can work with this process, but you end up seeing all the threads and the color changes, and then it's at that point I should have just done fabric if I was going to do that. So yeah, but that's that. I did a little bit of a darker edge just to give it pop, but that is the little side piece. I'll finish cutting this and then I'll reach out a little bit more. Next part would be getting out the foam. Almost all of it. Okay. And we'll see, once I get the other piece, I may go back around and kind of soften my edges with another tool. There is both of our shoe pieces now. You watched the video for part of your Genshin cosplay. Your next investment will definitely be a Cricut or silhouette machine. Oh yeah, so I like it, but I'll say for me, with my Cricut machine, it is very specific for what I use it for. I've done a few costumes where I've done the iron on vinyls and stuff, and I think it can look good, but to me, a lot of times the iron on vinyls for cosplay tends to look like stickers. And I originally liked kind of doing it because I was like, this would be an easier way, but personally, I'm not a big fan of the look. So I haven't used it as much as I hoped I would use my Cricut. I also I saw some tutorials on YouTube I think I got my Cricut like 3 years ago. And I saw some tutorials on YouTube that people could cut 2mm EVA foam with it. I'm all for that. So I have done tons of tests. I could not get it to work properly without my Cricut mat being destroyed basically every time. And it just didn't, it was better for me just to hand cut everything from catting the pieces to fixing the issues. But for cutting out the sticker stencils has been a game changer for me. And I am really liking the look of doing airbrush painting on fabric. So with that, I can kind of justify it, but I would do some research definitely before getting it and make sure it's something that you do actually plan on using and it's not going to be a once a year kind of thing, because that's an expensive tool to purchase for a one-time use. And I'll say also, so I haven't tried other machines besides Cricut, so there are other, like the Silhouette one or whatever, but I'll say in terms of Cricut product, just about every single Cricut product compared to an off-brand one, I like the off-brand one better. So the Cricut cutting board, that's the sticker thingy that you put your fabric on and stuff, the sticky part doesn't work as well as the off-brand types. And I actually, let's see, what was mine? It is the Paper Studio is the one I personally prefer more over Cricut. Same with the stickers. So the basic Cricut ones are a pack of 5 for twice the price of this one, which is a pack of 8. And this one's the Silhouette. So keep that in mind. Hobby Lobby and coupons too. But Cricut is kind of just a name brand, and most Cricut products, like their tools, have not been as great personally. So, okay, let's continue. Good questions, maybe. I don't know if that was a question or not, or I just went on a rant. Sorry. I'm gonna move my crazy lady. This is Olga. She has an upper half, but it's downstairs in the basement. Alright, so for these shoes, I'm gonna probably want, so I want to use them for a cushion, but I don't want them to be too thick. And I don't want them to be too thin, so we don't want a 2 or 4. We either want a 6 or an 8. What are you? You are a 6 mil. Really easy. Okay. So let us go ahead and get this one out. I redid my closet, and my scrap box has been upgraded. I always save larger scrap pieces of foam. If foam is bigger than this, I save it, especially for thicker pieces of foam, because that stuff is just like, I find it annoying. But yeah, I went to the Container Store, and because my closet is an awkward size, it's a small little closet, like it's a stand-up kind of closet. That's it, no space. My box that I used to keep all my stuff was horizontal, not vertical, and I didn't have room for that in my closet, so I ended up getting it's technically a trash can. So I can just put all of my foam straight up and down and make it a lot easier for me to store all of my scraps and my foam rods and stuff. So yeah, a little pricier than I wanted, but it does the job much better. And all of the, like originally I was gonna get one of the Christmas wrapping paper storage boxes, but those things are stupid expensive now. They like, for plastic hard ones, range from anywhere from like $60 to like $140, and it's like, I don't want to spend that much on that, and they don't, like, the top part of the lid is like that tall and you can't use that, so yeah. But this trash can's good, and I have like a little wooden lid that can go on it, so I can still stack things on top. Let me move that there. Yeah. And thanks guys also for watching. Reminder, if you are on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube. Yes, and we're working on San from Princess Mononoke, the shoes right now. So, the fully functional Voltron. I'll say the Gundam was a little bit more expensive than I thought, but it was only because of the fabric and the glue. So that whole Gundam was to learn that specific laminating technique with EVA foam. And there are other ways you can do it, but this is the best way for learning that process. And the fabric itself was a bit more expensive, plus I ran out at the end and I had to rush orders, so shipping went up just a bit. I don't even remember how much a yard it was. It was expensive though. But the rest of it wasn't too bad. EVA foam I find to be pretty cheap when you buy larger sheets and in bulk. There we go. Okay. Turn off my heater. He worked with aluminum scales, but I had to put my cosplay on hold until I can save up for more. Oh yeah, definitely working with any type of metals, whether it's aluminum or any of that, can really add up. I know instead of buying, when I used to do metal parts for costumes, I don't anymore just because it's a lot more expensive and it takes a lot more time to work with. Instead of buying jump rings, I handmade all my jump rings for my Witcher costumes and did all of the chainmail. And it saved a lot of money, but it was definitely a lot more time. So it's one of those of like, do you want to make the materials yourself or spend more money and have it already done? Yeah. But that's cool. What are you doing it for like an actual cosplay, or are you doing it for like a Renaissance fair kind of cosplay or costume? And feel free, if anybody doesn't know, we do have an open Discord here. If you do !Discord on YouTube, then it'll give you a link to that Discord. Anybody can join as long as you're not a jerk. We try to be positive there. You can share any of your cosplays that you've finished or work in progress stuff. We have a question section. We do some work or some watch parties occasionally in there. So yeah, you can show your stuff there if you want. Okay, that we will cut it, and then I'm gonna heat treat it. Boop. Boop. Thanks, Real. Ah, I should have left my little wrapper out. Boop, 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 doo, 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 doo. Oops. Atlantic Mersey was fantastic. Yeah. Do you think material texture makes a difference? I'm using linen instead of cheaper blend for a medieval cosplay, steel instead of aluminum, wool instead of felt. I think it depends on how you do stuff to it. So, and also, are you doing it for a cosplay contest or not? Cosplay contest, a lot of judges will give you more, not necessarily points, but they like to see you in general spending and using more expensive and more difficult materials to work with. So rather than using just a basic cotton that was like $2.99, they want to see you working with velvet and stuff that's like $20 or something. It depends on the judge. But a lot of specifically sewing judges like to see that. In terms of metal, I'll say for me, as somebody who should have had a metal degree, I got into like gold jewelry programs and stuff for graduate school, and working in a jewelry company in silver and in gold. I personally don't care what type of metal you use, because I know it's expensive and some materials just work better than others. I'd say steel versus aluminum. Aluminum is cheaper and it is easier to work with, but it tends to be a lot more cheap looking because it's aluminum. Where if you were to work with steel, it is a lot harder to work with, but it can look a lot more messy because a lot of the stuff that you have to do with steel, not all, but a lot of the techniques you have to use with steel is like welding and things. And then you're really, I don't think enough judges know about metal to be actually able to judge that. So unless your judge knows about TIG welding and things and knows what a proper weld seam looks like, then I don't think they're gonna really care or notice. They'll just be like, this is a weird thing, and not realize that this is the technique for doing it. Same with metalsmithing if you're using like solder to put brass pieces together. So yeah, I kind of went off on the side loop. Did that answer your question, Colin? Or I'm not sure if I did or not. Sorry. Yes, I remember you are the good question asker. There we go. Watch out, stay there. Okay, we're gonna heat treat our foam real quick. So I had a lot of people asking about my last video I did, and everybody's like, why are you heat treating your foam before cutting it? And so many people were like amazed by my answer. So I want to do a video of it later, but I always heat treat my foam before cutting the actual lines because it gives you a 10 times better looking, crisper cut line. Where if you were to heat treat your foam after you cut the piece, especially with like larger pieces, the heat gun will actually round those edges. So if, per se, these two pieces were going to be glued together here, that seam, if you were to heat treat it before gluing it, like if they were already cut and then you heat treat it and try to glue it, your edges are already going to be starting to round and your seam is not going to be straight, and you're already going to have a seam that you have to fix, or you're going to have to sand that seam. So by heating it before you cut it, you don't have to deal with that, and then it's already heat treated. Same with if you do a final heat treat on your piece, the heat gun is going to reactivate your glue as well. So that causes all of the glue to come apart somewhat. Which also, then you have seams you gotta fix. So this just kind of helps prevent any of that in advance. Okay. Oh, I will say that the average viewer in terms of material probably won't know the difference if you used a more expensive material versus not. But they'll probably be able to tell that something is different and they like a piece more than the other, but who's to say what the person knows as well. So. Hi Drago, welcome on, how are you? Hi Terry. Today I am making, or continuing our San cosplay from the anime Princess Mononoke. And we are doing the shoes. This is one of the final things that I have to make for this cosplay to finish it. All the other stuff I just need to airbrush paint and then it is done. And I have the photo shoot this Sunday. It's gonna be so cold. It's, sorry, readjusting. So I was wanting to do Saturday, but Saturday it's not getting above 25 Fahrenheit. So I'm doing Sunday, because it's going to at least get to like 38. I'm going to freeze So yeah, I hope you like the costume when it's done, and whatever pictures of when it's done. We'll see. Yeah, welcome all. A reminder, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, we're actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go over there, it is free. And that's where all my tutorials are as well. You wouldn't mind making all the resources yourself, but you don't have the time, or the type of time where you work full-time, and it's for original cosplay that Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I totally understand that. I personally like just learning new techniques, and I make a lot of my stuff myself for like designs, and I'll do a lot of textile stuff. But I know it's not everybody's thing. It's a fun thing to do, but it does take a lot of time and a lot of resources. I'm gonna get my smaller cutting out. Ouch. Do, do, do. Scrap one here. Yeah, let me see how sharp it is. That works. Okay. I love seeing cardboard cosplays too. I will not down you for them. Like, make whatever costume you want, have fun. If you're not entering like a cosplay contest, like, it doesn't matter. Even if you are entering a cosplay contest, there's different categories. So just be aware of what category you're going in and then go nuts for it. I mean, what Wizard's talking about is I helped run Blizzard's Hearthstone cosplay contest, and they had a specific cardboard category where you could only use cardboard and duct tape to make costumes, and it was fantastic, and I'd love to see more of that. But yeah, I actually made a few of my original costumes. I did some cardboard for my Lone with Hanzo costume from Overwatch. A lot of the elements, so I used Warbler, but all of the base was cardboard that was wrapped in it. And then, so like his quiver for the arrows was all wrapped. It was just cardboard that was wrapped in Warbler. And then same with my Mume costume from Carbonara the Iron Fortress, like one of my earlier costumes that I made. The Steam Pack backpack thingy was made out of nothing but like pool tubing parts. And like there was a paper plate in there, there was a cup, a plastic cup that was cut in half, and it was just covered in Warbler, and it gave the structure. It was all cheap materials. But yeah, you can make whatever you want out of it. So that's a discussion that a lot of, it's hard to like enforce it in cosplay competitions, but a lot of cosplay competitions are wanting to do something like that, like a budget cosplay contest, but it's so hard to define what is a budget cosplay costume, and how to enforce it. If it's straight duct tape and masking tape, or if it is what you found around the house. But what if you have what I have all around the house? I have tons of tools and materials. Like, are you then limiting what type of tools you can use? So it gets a little bit harder to enforce that. But I'd love to see more of it. Okay, a little second one. You'll add to that when it comes to making scale mail armor. Aluminum is cheaper and easier to wrap, but easier to, yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people, or like a few of my friends anyway, have started designing foam versions of chainmail that you can just laser cut out so you don't have the weight as well. But it's a cool look. It's just really hard to paint because you don't want to leave any just like plain EVA foam because it looks like foam. The real metal stuff I like. personally. I think it's cool, especially when you add patinas to it. So if you do like a sulfur patina to add your dark shadows to it, it'll look really nice with the aluminum. And you can still airbrush paint metal as well. It's just slightly different. Okay, there's our shoe pieces. So cleaner cuts. I'm still wobbly just because I'm wobbly in general. So. The box wars in Australia? I don't know what you're talking about, but that seems cool. So, we got these pieces. We've got these pieces. Basically, we'll have them where they kind of glue together. I guess technically you'd want this on the inside too, but I don't want that at the bottom. I want this at the bottom. Do I want a second piece? Let's think about this. Yeah, it helps. You do think it would depend on the judge, and you do think you were right about the viewer not knowing the why behind the difference. Yeah, that's why, personally with my costumes, like, I go back and I add, like, black lines around everything because I know it's gonna pop for camera and I know what it's gonna do, but the general person won't know that it's there. They'll notice if they were two pieces back to back, like if both of them were next to each other, they could be like, oh yeah, something's different about this one. But if I hadn't told them, nobody would notice that. But it's that's when you get to like the master level of craftsmanship for costuming and for making costumes or like cosplays and stuff and props. It's those fine details that really add to the costume. The tedious step that takes so long to do, but nobody will notice and nobody will appreciate it but you. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna think in my head a little bit about this. So Olga, these are her lovely feet. Yeah. So, which foot are you? I need the other one. I'm gonna see if this will kind of work, and if her feet will kind of work or not. Her feet may not work. Oh, okay, I did a little. I think I'm gonna switch to that camera. So, okay, so this is kind of what I want. And basically, we're gonna have this. I don't think it'll work with her feet, actually. Because it's not pooling. Okay, we can't use Olga. Back to the corner with you. Okay, never mind. What can I use? What can I use? I don't think I really have anything in here that I can use. So, we'll see. This is like a trial and error for me to see if this will kind of work. Maybe. Hi Shadow Monk, welcome on. You notice everything, Cliff? Of course. Of course. Okay. So ideally, my pattern I made where it was supposed to be a tiny bit longer. So kinda like that. And then I want to glue the sides down and then glue all of this down. So it'll be kind of like that. And then afterwards, we'll put our sole on, which I'll want it to probably be like that. So the question is, for my feet, do I want to be stepping on EVA foam or leather? I think I'd rather be stepping on leather because in terms of my fingers, I like how this feels, but the EVA foam if I'm not wearing a sock, that is. The EVA foam is, I feel like I'll get blisters with this over time because there's a slight texture to it. So I do want to cut one more piece of our leathers. I think this is the right way that I'm going to do it. So I want to have basically it like this. So there, and then this, but I'm going to have the soft side up. So it'll be 3 pieces, and then these pieces will be inside, and then it'll be glued onto here. So this will be the only exposed piece of leather. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, sorry, this is what I do in my head. Normally, when streaming, I say it all out loud. So yeah, hopefully it's good for y'all. Okay, back to leather again, one more time. We're figuring this out. Thanks for your help, chat. We're making shoes, and hopefully they'll be good. I do have to, there will be, once these are done, I'm gonna add like a little strappy thing around the ankle, because she has that detail. And then they're all gonna be dirty and muddified because the whole costume is like covered in blood and mud. And I don't want pretty shoes, so yeah. All right, push out. One more time. Let's see if I can save this wrapping this time, so I don't have to do another one. The clean wrap. Just lay nice and flat. Don't get all twisted, please. Thank you. Alrighty. There's my blocks. Okay, copy and repeat again. Yeah. Thoughts on resin versus actual gemstones, since you're a jewelry maker. In terms of costumes, I would prefer you to do resin rather than a gemstone. Just because I kind of feel like, unless it was like more of a Renaissance fair kind of costume or a medieval costume, I would want to see real gemstones. But in terms of like, for Nilo from Genshin Impact, I'm working on that, and she's got lots of gemstones everywhere. I'd rather that be resin or 3D printed and painted than using a real gemstone, because I almost feel like it's a waste to use materials, especially when for certain gemstones like a lapis lazuli, if you were going to use that into a piece, it has to really have a purpose of why you did that, and not just because you thought it was pretty, in my opinion. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But in terms of a general costume, I would say resin. In terms of a time period accurate piece, I would like a real stone. Yeah. Kinda answer it, maybe? That's my personal thoughts. I'll say when it comes to judging costumes though, I try to put my personal thoughts out the window, and I try to judge each person individually. Whether I know the person or not, I don't care. I am judging off of the costume, off of the techniques that they used and they presented, and why they did that technique that way. I'm judging based off of that. So that's my thought on that. Yeah. Hopefully that kind of helped. I feel like all my explanations are really long and ranting. That one. know. These streams are always the hardest for me. Most of the time when I stream, I'm doing literally just like a copy and paste where I know what I'm doing. Like any type of EVA foam work, typically I can just talk for days and it's just autopilot for me. But when I actually have to think and figure something out I haven't done before, it does take a little bit of different brain power and a little bit of me like stopping and like thinking about it more. So yeah. And the fact that these are shoes that I'm going to be wearing at conventions. It's not a one-time shoe wear. If I was going to be wearing this costume once, like if I planned on it's just going to be a closet cosplay that I take pictures in and then it's never worn again, I would make these probably different, but I do want to wear this and take this to conventions. So I kind of want to be able to look at these a little bit more. Yeah. Caspian! How are you? How's work going? You still at the same place or have you been able to find a new one? How is our Lord and Savior Ches? He is doing better. So, he was not doing too well, and I was really scared that his appointment yesterday, I was gonna have to put him down. So I was in that state for a long time. But he is actually okay, the vet said. He does have a little bit of arthritis in his back, so he has a completely different, cage appearance. So he no longer has, so he always has like a normal cage that with a ramp to go in and out, and then he's got a dog running cage, so he's got plenty of time, or plenty of room to run around in, but we're trying to make him not jump, so his smaller cage went away, so he just has the dog running area, and his litter box tray actually went to a cooking glass, like, baking dish, so it's only like that high, so hopefully it helps with him jumping in and out. And then he's having to get special arthritis medicines. Basically you have like a syringe of medicine and then you stick it behind his teeth and he just eats it. It's going okay so far, but he's like a baby in terms of drooling the food out. And then he has to get special fiber medicine right now because trying to help with his poops basically. So yeah, but he should live for much longer, which is good. But he's a really old bunny because Lionheads is a specific type of breed he is. They typically live between 7 and 9 years, and he is turning 8 in either June or July. I had to look up his birthday. And I have like the first picture I got him, but he's like, I guess a few weeks older than that, so I kind of guessed. But yeah, I'm happy about that. It definitely brightened my mood because I was just like going in my head of like, how am I gonna explain this to chat and to the community? And like, I was talking to Daniel about it last night and I didn't tell him, but I was gonna be like, I was basically gonna spam you with like, please tell everybody because I'm not getting on. But that didn't have to happen. Thank goodness, thank goodness. So yeah, he's just gonna be my really dirty old man right now that I have to basically take care of like a toddler for a little bit, and hopefully he will get a little better. Oh, am I on the screen? Y'all let me chat. There you go. But yeah, he has another follow-up appointment in 2 weeks to check, and then I have to be that person to bring his poop in a bag and be like, here you go. So I gotta do that tomorrow, so they can analyze it. Well, that so far seems really nice. It's a all animals veterinary, I think is what it's called. And each of their 4 main vets all do rabbits and guinea pigs and like every animal. And it's really nice because where I used to live, they didn't have a rabbit vet specialist. So you would have to pay extra for them to basically bring out the specialist to the vet. I mean, the vet's still expensive either way, but they at least didn't have to like make special appointments for the special vet to come out of retirement and go see your bunny. Because I had to do that when he was a baby for getting him neutered and all of his medicines, or not medicines, but like all of his like checkups and learning everything about a rabbit. I'll sharpen my blade a little. Castman. Hey, that would be cool for a Minecraft. Like, I want to see a Minecraft costume that's like all cardboard, but you have gemstones on it to represent like, here's my diamond bit sword or whatever. I don't know all the materials anymore. It's been forever since I've done Minecraft. I need to rotate this. You'd love to go to conventions with your original cosplay when you manage to get it done. Yeah, do it. Do it. Conventions in general don't typically like say no to the type of costume unless it's like you have to be covering a certain amount. But in general, they're okay with most costumes. I'll say if you want to compete in it though, look at that convention specific rules, because there is a bit of conventions that are very specific on if it's only anime or only gaming, or if they do both but they don't allow original character designs. So just be aware of that. Such a hard spot to cut. I think I might break off the tip of my blade for a new cut. Safety first. And thanks for watching, guys. Reminder, if you are on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I am reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube if you want to ask questions on what I'm working on, or maybe you got some cosplay questions in general. So yeah. Arches, welcome on. So we had daylight savings on this last Sunday. So I think it's an hour earlier for you in France right now. Yeah. It went an hour earlier for us. So I started at my normal time, but we had time change. Yes. Sorry, words are hard. That's a lot nicer of a cut. Tip of my blade was not as nice. Okay, last one. And then we can start gluing things together, I think. Yeah, hopefully. Unless I mess something up. Do I need to make a human sacrifice and insert Chez's name? Cliff volunteers. Okay, Cliff, let's go. Let's go. Good to know Chez the Great and Powerful is okay-ish. Yes, okay-ish. He's no mere bunny. He is the eternal as the universe. about, I've been playing a lot of The Forest lately. The Sons of the Forest. I'm almost done with it. I'm like, I think it's the last cave. I'm not gonna do spoils. Don't spoil me either. But I'm pretty sure it's the last cave before the end. It's been fun, but it's definitely, I want it to have some more crafting stuff and some more harder to get materials. Not just every dig site has like every single material. Here's rope, here's your watches, and this and that, and yeah. It does have me scream though. When the critters come, they scare me a bit. Yeah, we're making the shoes right now. Yeah, we're cutting out the soles. I have 2 other pieces of leather and 2 pieces of EVA foam, but we decided to double up on the leather. So I have one on the inside and one on the outside. But this is pretty much, look at these! It's pretty much the last thing that I have to make. See down there. Everything else I just have to paint. Oh, the fluffles, the fluffles. You're smelly. You're gonna have to get a bath soon. Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. One here. Okay, okay. Yeah. It's cat time. Time change makes worlds even hard. Oh, I know. Yep. Good girl. So, is anybody doing TwitchCon this year? You know, the platform that I used to be on? Oh, the fluffles. You're a good girl. Thank you. No, I love you. I love you. You're so good. You're so good. You're making so much hairy mess everywhere. Hairy mess. You wanna come this way? Or you just gonna rub the leather? Okay. Good girl. Good girl. I'd like to get back to work, please. I'd like to get back to work. She's like, no, this is my time. You took the week off work, but you doubt you'll go. Okay. I've been kind of thinking about it. It's not a guarantee. But I've been thinking maybe. Maybe. Okay, Fluff. Can you come on my chair and step, please? You go right there. That's your spot. That's your spot. Yeah, that's your spot. Yeah. That's your spot. Yeah. I know, she's adding to the authentication. Or whatever. Okay, continuing cutting. Make sure she's not coming this way. I like stopped at a weird spot. What are you doing? You mean where they actually separate gamers and vloggers? What? I don't know. I know that they've done in the past for the VTubers, they have like a little just TV screen, at least for panels and stuff. But I don't really know. I still want to get my gaming PC set up again at some point. On my list of things to invest in one day. There's like a tiny spot on here I didn't do. Yes, I hear you yelling in the background. Oh, she didn't leave. Okay. Thought she was like sitting behind me. Okay, wrap that up again. Okay. Voila! That. We will have this, and then we will start assembling the shoes. No. I definitely feel like sneezing. Excuse me. Sorry. Too much faux fur in the hair. Okay. That. We have all of our pieces. So I'm gonna do real quickly before we start our gluing. I want to mark which one goes on which piece. So we know. This one we definitely want to put the glue on that side. The glue will be on both sides of here. Hi, Fluff. Okay, and then you will be glue on that side, and then which one's nicer? We're gonna say this one's the bottom, and then glue on that side. All right, we have all the pieces marked now. I'm gonna have to deal with the cat. You're saving up for a new house so you don't have a couple of grand to drop on TwitchCon. Oh, okay. That'd be cool though. Are you and the lady friends maybe going to move in together? Or just a place on your own, which is still just as cool. There. Kathy. Kathy. Come here. Come here. Oh, my little kitty. My little kitty. Hi. Okay. Let's say bye to everybody real quick. Say bye, everyone. I can't turn her around. Here we go. We gotta go out of the room real quick. With gluing, you want your critter to be out of the room. And then we are going to open the window. I'm going to move these real quick. So y'all will be rotated in a second. Have to set up my vent. Actually, oh my god, I still need to set it up. It's kind of warm outside. What is it? So it's 60 outside. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Considering we're supposed to have snow in a few days. Again. Okay. Close my seal. Close enough. Okay, I've got my vent set up now. Move y'all back. Ish. All right, there. We'll need our respirator. We're gonna need our glue. Switch to this one. We're gonna need gloves. Put my hair up. Drink water. Okay. Summer's come early. I mean, it was still like 25 this morning. Be nice if it stays warm. Makes it so much nicer for painting. Then I don't have to heat up everything constantly. Okay. That and water. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. Yeah, it's almost like being back in Texas again. Okay, I think we're good to start gluing stuff. So, just start adding our glue. We're gonna do, I can do it on all of these, but specifically I need to do glue on for these first. Yeah. Okay. Safety first. And I am going to turn on my vent, so it's going to get a little bit noisier. I have no idea for people on Instagram and TikTok how much louder it'll get, or if it'll just mute it. But yeah. My tires are in here. Right? And these. into the mic to talk more. Basically, we're waiting for that not to be shiny anymore. Yeah, I would add more support for add more foam in the middle. You could even do it where you make a triangle at the heel to give you a lift. But it's not really how I designed the fabric part to sit, so I don't want to mess around with that too much. For future shoots, if this process all works, for future shoots, we would do this. Probably get it right. You always want to apply contact cement glue to both pieces. Let them fully dry before attaching them together. So you got all the shine to go away and it to be dull. Take it off for a little bit. Then you can hear me. We've got enough vent going through. I'll turn this up a tiny bit more though. Should be the highest. Yeah. Yeah, real, did you hear me answering the question, or was the vent too loud? One day we'll figure out how to adjust so it mutes the vent, because I know it's loud for everything. A lot of times when I'm gluing a lot of stuff, I'll end up just putting earphones in and listening. You heard me? Okay, cool. For those that are on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay, and we're currently doing a little bit of gluing. So I've got my vent going, so we got all of it out. I do have my respirator, but most of it's done. another option for this specifically is you can do little nylon like elastic straps or whatever, and you can sew Velcro to it and then have on the back of the mask Velcro, so you have male Velcro on one, female on the other, so it can stick together. It just depends on if you want the mask to be, if you want the hoodie to, how to say it? Words. For me, I want it to be detachable for transportation for this specific cosplay, so the mask to the hood part. But depending on what you're making, if you're doing the same thing or not, do you want to have pictures without the mask on and then the hood shown? That's going to determine if you like what type of thing you want here. Because obviously if you have magnets glued to the outside or Velcro glued to the outside, you're going to be able to see that. So other options that you could do would be if you have like the hoodie. Oh, that's the song making noises. I'm like, who's talking? But on the inside of the hoodie, because you're probably going to have it 2 pieces of fabric, you can have either your Velcro on the inside, but you want to use like really strong Velcros, so it's hidden in there. I'm not sure if that answered your question or not. Yeah, but I'm going to play around with a couple of different methods. I don't plan on like having pictures with the hood on without the mask. So the mask is always going to be attached, but it's going to be removable for transportation. Yeah. Okay, I think all of our pieces are pretty good. Yeah, so we need to do a second coat. I found with attaching leather pieces, in general with contact cement glue, you want to do 2 coats of glue. It just helps bond it more. Also with my weather here, I do have to apply a little bit more heavier contact cement glue, so it all fits. Yeah, you think about using Velcro? Okay, cool. Glad to help. But yeah, also with traditional shoemaking, I know that they use contact cement glue to attach everything. So I'm kind of doing the same stuff, kind of. But we're gonna do one more loud noise for another coat of glue, and then once it dries, we can start attaching certain pieces together, and then we'll probably have to do another coat of glue for the fabric part, but we'll play it by ear once we get to that part. So mask up again. All right. Loud noises.
I've been watching the more of the slime anime, the cooking anime, the one where he's like summoned into the other world and he cooks as his player status one, and then the newest one. It's so good. It's a stupid long name also. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna put all of my stats in defense or something like that. It's really good. You heard about that one? Yeah. Daniel was the one that was watching it, and I saw it, and so I was like, oh, try it out. It's been really good. It's really funny, and like, what is it? A slice of life kind of one. Oh, I know. All of the animes now have like super long names that are like a full sentence. Just a new thing, I guess. I don't know. A little bit longer, and then we can attach. I think I'm waiting for this to come back though. Ugh.
We waited enough and we've got the vents still going, so I can stop screaming. I really want to, after the stream, to just go outside. It's so pretty outside right now. I just want to go and enjoy it. It's like the first nice day that we've had, and I feel like it's just gonna get ruined because we're getting snow. Like, I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day. Ugh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. I've been seeing, like, California's still getting tons of snow up north or something like that too. Record this year. feel awkward just like sitting here. I'm normally like working on side projects too, but we only have this one part because everything else is fun. It's a good problem to have though, but yeah, it's a lot. Pretty much, I'll probably do some airbrush painting tonight and then some painting tomorrow after my appointment. And I should hopefully get it all finished. Yep, finally have a boss that requires us to take our days off. I mean, that's good though. Yeah. Time off is good. It's needed. Alright. Let's see where we're at. Looks like we got a tiny bit up there. It's a little bit heavier. This one's pretty good to go. So we're good on that one. Those two are on the other side, so I'll put these on the side for now. And then this one, pretty good. So we'll attach this one first. And thanks guys for watching. If you're new to the community, would love to have you as part of our cosplay building community here on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel, it is free. And don't forget to like the video while it's live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're also new on TikTok or on Instagram, my name is Tiffany of Tiffany Cosplay. I'm a full-time costume and prop fabricator as well as educator here on YouTube. I do live crafting streams typically on Tuesdays, but today's Wednesday, and so yeah. And love to have you also here, so come over to YouTube as well as don't forget to follow me on my platforms. So yeah, let us attach them. A little bit of glue on this side, but we'll be able to buff it out. Okay. Hopefully we can align it properly. It's like you got a one time hope it works kind of thing. I got it a little off, but that's okay. Yeah, I got it off. Oh well. It's connected! We'll just trim it a tiny bit after. Yeah, a Voltron is not a side project at all. No, no. I'm still doing Nemo and Lilith, so. That's just a leather burnisher, and it's buffing off the contact cement glue that was on this side. Follow, subscribe, click the bell icon, become a channel member, follow on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, MySpace, join the newsletter, forward the chain letter, and worship our Lord and Savior Chaz, the royal bunniness. Yeah. Okay. Try not to get this one off as much. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, that one fit a lot nicer. Yeah. And then I just want to trim it slightly. If you notice, I flipped this. One side's a cutting side and one side's a gluing side for me. that will be inside the shoe. I know for shoemakers they have, it looks like a giant moon and they use it to cut around all the pieces. And it's really cool, but it's another tool to maybe invest in, but I don't know how much I'd actually use it. Trim a bit. I have to trim this side too. I want a little over. Yeah. But it's going to be covered, so you won't actually see it, so it's not too much of a big deal. I'm not going to sand it. Pretty good. So let's do my little trim real quick. So I have this, so when you cut leather, you have a really sharp edge to it. And by using this tool, you're basically going and you're removing the sharp edge. And they come in different widths, but this is the only one I have. Sometimes I have issues with it, so we'll see. Depends on the leather and depends on the angle and the pressure. And the foam underneath does not help at all. Let's see if I can do it this way more. It likes straight lines and not curves. most of it. A tiny bit more. There we go. So basically just kind of cut all of our edges and rounded it. I wanted to do this because this is the part that's on the inside of the shoe. And even though we're adding glue to the sides, there's a slight possibility your foot moves back and forth and may come on that edge. And I don't want the leather, because it is sharp from cutting, I don't want it to kind of cut my foot. So we'll trash that and we'll do the other one. So it doesn't cut you. This isn't like there. The only part is right in here. In reality, I would want a wider one for this and not the foam under it. I probably should have done this process before attaching it to the foam, and this would be a lot easier. Doesn't like these edges. Okay, that's done. Inside shoes are done. Just gonna soften it ever so slightly, since I won't be able to get back in there. Okay, next thing, we will get our pieces. So you are this one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just do a tiny bit of a trim. Today is definitely I feel like standing up day. So on this, we're going to be applying the glue to our side, into the back. So I need to kind of figure out how low we're gonna go with our shoe now. And I wish I had something for putting this on, but I just don't. Ooh, that's something to keep in mind. Let's see. Where do we want the back to align to? I'm gonna say the center is probably here. So I can align my seam with that a little bit. Still no guarantee that these will look good in the end. This is all trial and error right now. Okay, I'm gonna say we're probably doing with that much, probably about here. So let's do a line. How thick is that? We'll say 20. So let's connect our line. No, I've had quite a bit of stuff that just doesn't look good in the end. And this line will indicate where we're going to apply our glue, and I'll probably have to put this like upside down on something, like a water bottle, so the glue doesn't attach to itself. Thanks for watching, guys. Our fun little kind of experiment of a project right now. So now we're kind of connect them. Made 3 shoes from scratch now. This one, for my Hinata costume from Naruto, I made those from scratch. Or okay. And then my Mina Shido, the one from My Hero Academia, I made those shoes from scratch as well. find for this one. That one was this shoe. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna go over there. And then we're gonna do this one. So this one is also 20. So do our little dotted line around. I actually thought I'd be done with these by now. But that's okay. I think it's because we cut the other piece of leather out and I wasn't expecting to have an extra piece. Okay. Connect your dots. Alright, now for the glue. What did you do for yours? Watching this while working on a cosplay project yourself. Oh, very cool. What are you working on today? Have you ever made a cosplay completely out of scrap material? Yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah, I've done paper dresses, tons of those, where I hand make all the paper too, back in the day. But in general, I try to use all scrap material when I work with costumes. But when I buy like materials, I always buy in bulk, because I know I'll use them in other things. Red Ranger sword powders. Ah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I don't know if we've had many people come and saying they're making Power Ranger stuff. Okay. Use patterning paper. Well, this is the actual material that I'm using for attaching, so. When you use cloth and not leather, that's just different material, but you made all parts out of cloth and sewed it together. Yeah, I have issues with like, so I've made shoe covers and stuff, but I always hate having fabric on the bottom of shoes because it doesn't have any grip and it wears and tears very much. So a lot of times I'll put like a piece of like the no slip grip on the bottom. But I find either foam or leather on the bottom of the shoe helps a lot more. Seems way easier to put together. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to see how. Yay! Oh gosh, this scared me. Real, thank you for the $10 donation. I really appreciate it. Much love, and I'll write that down. Oh, okay, cool. Yee. Thank you also for joining our community and welcome. Yeah, but for sure sewing on the bottom part of the top was so difficult. I was actually hoping you'd catch your stream of making the shoe to see another month. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is all kind of experimental today. I've done a few shoes kind of like this, but we're kind of just working and seeing how it goes so far. Everything, like, I had this planned in my head. This is what I wanted. So far, it's pretty much going how I anticipated. The only difference is, so originally I was gonna have foam on the inside, but like it was gonna be leather on the bottom and then foam and then my foot would be touching this. But I don't, like, this feels like I'm gonna get blisters, so I'm gonna put another piece of leather here. But I'm gonna have this where this attaches on the bottom side, and then afterwards I'll attach my leather piece so you won't see any of the lines. So kind of like how real shoemaking would be, at least the few videos I have seen. So now what we're gonna do is apply the glue to the bottom sides of the foam, and then we're gonna apply the glue to the sides as well, but not on this side. And then for our fabric, we're gonna be applying our glue to this part, and then we'll wait for it to dry, and we will have to do 2 coats of glue on everything to make sure we have a really strong grip. So, yes, and I need to find something else like a water bottle, or go get a water bottle. I'm just gonna go get a water bottle. I will be back. Buffles was sleeping in the bedroom and came out running all excited thinking I was done. I was like, no, I'm sorry. Okay. I think we're good now. Yeah. Reminder, we're gonna put the vent on, so it'll get a tiny bit louder. You can still ask questions and stuff. Yeah, I actually was planning on doing a video of every single stage of making these shoes, and I did it until today, but both of my phones are being used for streaming right now. So the video is not going to go, so you get this part at least. I have done a kind of similar shoe method tutorial for Mina Ashido on YouTube. So you can look at that, it's a similar thing, but it's all leather with a foam base. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go hit the restroom. I will be back momentarily. On the gemstones, you had to attend a work meeting, so you are a bit late to the response. It's okay. You've always got the the best questions, so I'm always happy to answer them. Hopefully your meeting went well too. Hey Suzanne, welcome in. How are you? Okay, I think it is this one. Is this one dry? I think we're okay to attach it. I think. So now it's going to be the fun thing of trying to do this. So basically, I need to put like stuff around it. Normally when I attach foam parts, I'll use rulers and pins and stuff to keep edges away, but for this one it's a little bit different. So we're gonna have to do blocks on both sides. I agree with you. If it is important and a major part in the costume story, then maybe a real gemstone could be worth it. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can do this. A little black. That a little. And do one on the opposite side as well. Good, you're currently molding a katana for a convention next year. Hoping to be able to complete with the cosplay ghost. I can never say that, but I know what you're talking about. That's very cool. Yeah, we had somebody else that was in saying they were working on something like a sword as well. What type of mold are you using? Are you doing a silicone or are you doing something different? Okay, I'm gonna try to show this as best possible, but we'll see. We will see. So we're attaching it this way. Wait. No, this is the wrong shoe. Crap. I forgot. We want the leather down. So this one's the other foot. Okay, let me prepare the other foot now. This one can go over here. We're just, you know, still working. Still figuring it out. Okay, hopefully this one's dry then. Yeah, it's relative. Okay, so this one should be this way. Yes. Okay, we're good. The Discord message is yours, but 3D printing the katana, actually metal armor, and sewing the... Oh, okay. Yeah. I always love seeing everybody's stuff on Discord, but I have trouble with sometimes the names going back and forth because I associate everybody on YouTube with their icon and the color of their name. And then when they go to Discord, I'm just like, it's a different person. And sometimes I can get them right, but I'm so bad with names in general. It's a hard thing for me. Okay, so correct. Heel, leather facing inward so foot can touch. EVA foam here, making sure correct direction. Fabric's going to fold on top of it. Yes, okay. I'm glad I put this line here because that's what reminded me, because I need to line this up with the seam here. And that's the only reason I remembered. The only thing is, it's supposed to line with the bottom. Sure, we'll see. Wish me luck. Hopefully it works. Okay, and I didn't do a line up here. Probably would have been helpful if I had. But we stretched it some. So, let's do this one kind of here. Here-ish, that's like the top point. Connect. Connect. Okay. Seems like we're working. Kinda. Now I gotta get the paper out. Oh, I hope I didn't mess up my glue too much. Side note, don't use a paper towel. On the last side. The water bottle is not doing its job. Okay, so we've got that. all of our edges are now done. So now we can kind of push it over. Probably would have been better to kind of trim this a little, but that's okay. I mean, it's doing its job. Yeah. Okay, let's roll it real quick. Say some spots are a little more stretched than others, but it's okay. Oh, I just realized that's TikTok doing something. Sorry. Yeah, we're making shoes today. It's all kind of like, it's similar to how they make shoes a little bit, but not like actually, but we're kind of just figuring it out as we go. Seems like it's working-ish. I think I'm gonna trim this part though. But everything else seems to align. There's a few parts that we could probably trim too. Yeah. Yeah, let's get the shape a little. We still have the heel to put on, or like the bottom sole, and then we're gonna have the details, and it will be a shoeish. We'll see when I put it on if it's actually like good. We'll see. Alright. Now the other side. No, this way. We want the leather on the inside, and then the black is going to show. We're aligning this one, the fabric's going to fold on top. Yes. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I know my camera's like all wonky over the place. Just keep yelling at me. Move the camera. Okay. shoe making instead of just kind of like figuring it out in my head. I think that would have been a little bit more helpful. Not gonna lie. I've always been fascinated with like the leather shoes and things. I just don't have the special leather sewing machine like specifically for shoes. The cobbler one, I want that so bad. Such a cool machine. Okay. I saw that. Push all our edges as much as possible. Take that out. Welcome on, Yosho. How are you? Hello. Okay, that we'll do our edges. Okay, just easier like this. Just really hope the front isn't going to be too tight for my toes. Okay. Good. So let's trim a tiny bit. See if these are sharp enough. And that one's done. Cool. Good and comfy. Just finished eating chili for dinner. Nice. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'm doing okay. I'm getting my life back together, so that's good. Good. Finally getting back into doing finishing cosplays. But yeah. It's a good day so far. Good day. Okay, and the other one. Don't mind the flying parts. And then for the last part of glue, another lovely 2 coats. You're trying to request you for Colorado anime. Oh, okay. But don't know how to do it currently. on how you. So typically, when you request a cosplayer for a convention, sometimes they'll have a form that says "request guest here," and then you just put that cosplayer's name in, or you can write them an email or on their socials, just be like, "Hey, you should invite Tiffany Gordon Cosplay as a cosplay guest. She does great tutorials and makes her own costumes. Here's her link to her website," or something like that. That's how you typically do a request. Nothing too fancy. And then the more times they hear from like more people that they want a certain guest, then sometimes that helps in the favor. So if like you and a bunch of your friends are like, want me to go, then if y'all all request, then it's a higher probability they might do it. Might. Playing the wait until update game at this point. I started playing about a month ago. So I got most of the new desert area done, but then I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a lot of tunnels underground, and I just was like, I've got other stuff to do. So it kind of just got put on the back. Okay, we're gonna glue a little bit more.
Because if there's prejudging and you have to talk to the judges how you made your costume, you're going to want to focus more on the people that make their costumes as judges, because they'll understand. Where most likely the person, if they don't make their costume, not in all circumstances, but in general, if the person doesn't make costumes and they're just a cosplay model, they're probably going to go with whoever looks the best in their costume. And then if you can see with the judges, is there a certain judge that is specific with sewing or specific with armor? So you know which judge to more talk to about. You're going to talk to all the judges at once, but which ones to kind of focus more of, like, this judge, and point out like this really cool armor piece if they're specific for armor, or this seam that you did you want to show off. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, a little bit more. I'm just going to go over the fabric part next. I did a little too much of that.
wipe off my respirator. You're now listening to 101 Tiff, the sounds of Tiff getting tired and waiting for glue to dry, making shoes from scratch and slowly going crazy and losing her mind. Our final step and finish these shoes. Okay. Shoe heel. Trim it ever so slightly, but we'll see. I'm glad you liked it. It's tiring. It's a lot of work, and I hope when I put them on, they work. I hope. I'm gonna, after the stream, I will trim the heel a little bit, and then I'm gonna round, I think, the bottom again. But that's gonna be it. Cross process is a lot of work too. Yeah, I imagine so. Shoes in general are a lot of work, unless you're making just a slip cover. Shoes. We still have to add like the detail stuff, but I'm gonna attempt to put it on and we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll have a shoe. It's a little loose though. But, I mean, they're on. I have shoes. Forget y'all can't see. It's upside down, but I got shoes. They're a little loose. I may want to wear socks with them because they kind of want to sit there naturally, and I have that space. But maybe when I have this strap here, that might help too. I might do it where it's like, these are my armbands, but potentially I could use this and then just kind of wrap it around. Actually, funny enough, it works. I could just do it like that, and it kind of Kind of works. Yeah? Yeah? On my shoes! I know, they look like Uggs. I kind of based them off of Uggs a little bit. Oops. I'm okay if the shoes kind of fall down. I have seen a trick though. So if you get boning for like, boning for corsets, you can put it actually like a slight piece that you insert in here, but these are supposed to be like loose little clothing boot things, and I don't want them to be straight up. I want them to kind of be like, they come down and I'm gonna have details on them. So yeah, on my little shoesies. Hopefully, they'll look good in pictures. Hopefully, but yeah, I'm okay with them. They'll do their job. Now to basically destroy them and make them into a bloody, grimy mess of everything. But yeah, that's our shoes today. Something to fix the jeans. Oh, just duct tape. But that's gonna be it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a lot of work to, like, it wasn't a lot of work, but it was a lot of work. There's a lot of noisy work with the vacuum, or I mean the vent. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our stream today. If you are new to the channel, would love to have you as part of our cosplay community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free. And don't forget to like the video while it's live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. We do have an open Discord. If you do Discord, you can join our server. And it is open for anybody. We have a bunch of cosplay sections. If you'd like to share any of your own personal cosplay, work in progress stuff, finished costumes, or questions, whatnot. But yeah. And our next stream will be on most likely Tuesday. And it will probably be working on our Nilo costume from Genshin Impact. So thank you guys. Thank you to Haven for becoming a member to our channel. If you'd like to show some extra support, you can always join our community and become a member. This is a financial thing to help support me since this is my full-time job, but it is not required. Thank you also to Real for being a remember and for the $10 donation. I really appreciate it, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will see you later. So yeah. Bye guys.